Good evening, all of you. Am I audible and visible to all? Okay, Sahil, Shaurya, Soni. Good evening, Nisha, Abhishek. Yeah, Drakshayani, Shilpa. So I'm really happy to have most of you fairly consistent. Okay, though students have gone and left and come back again, but some names I see regularly. That's very gratifying. Good evening, Nick. I have heard you for the first time. Divya, Sravya, Dhanush, Vishwajit. Okay. And Lee, good evening, good evening. Shivali. Right, right. So all good and fine, I believe. So by the way, just a prompt to all of you. Our electricity problem in Noida continues. That's where I live. So if I get disconnected, please be patient. I'll get connected again. It takes some time for the um, power backup to start off. In case I get disconnected, don't go away. I'll come back and connect and start off again. Right, Akash, Chirag, Ruchi, Shivalika, Nagesh. Good evening, all of you. Now we're almost at the fag end of our session. We started somewhere in the June. Okay, we have now come to September. So in totality, about 30 odd classes we have had. So you have a fair idea about what we wanted to do. Drakshayani, thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. I would like you to give me a kind of feedback also. Okay, not here. I'll share a form with all of you because the online sessions I'm doing for the first time as interactive. We have not done this earlier. So let me know, though I do have some things in mind where all I need to improve and change. Okay, but then let me know. One of the biggest challenges that I have is that I should have set up a proper schedule, but it was tough for me because I did not know how to pace up the sessions. Many a times I plan for 6, 7 topics. I end up teaching just 3 or 4 of them. Sometimes the discussion goes towards topics which you have doubts in. Okay, so all of this will take a bit of learning from me. Okay, and I think I will learn. Thank you, Ruchi. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Divya. Okay, it's always a pleasure being with all of you. You're asking me about essay classes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beta, essay classes, I do not know. Nothing I have in plan immediately. Once I finish off the CCMP, because I have to finish off yours, then I'll start planning. And my immediate concern definitely is that I will have to first focus on the test series that we will have in the month of November. So mid-November is when we start and we finish off by January end. I guess a lot of planning to do. I'm still toying with ideas of how to improvise with the approach, whether I must have online sessions or offline sessions like we had to do. So I'm struggling with all of that. Let's see, Nagesh, because the biggest challenge with test series online is the corrections become very, very difficult. Okay, I've done this. So I think year before last we had an online session for essays. The corrections was very tough because students would send in all type of scanned copies. Then we take printout. It's not clear. Then we have to check and again upload. It almost kind of increased our workload 3 times. So it gets convenient for you, but becomes unmanageable for us. Okay, the classes, okay, I can take, but the test series correction becomes tough. CCMP for the whole year, Sukrit, it will be waste of time. Okay. My idea is to prime you, to give you insights, to discuss some answers, make you write something. If you have for the whole year, it will only end up you getting trapped in a schedule where you probably should have moved faster. Okay, so I don't think it's a wise idea. 2.5 months, like after the classes get over, is a decent amount of time to put you on track. Okay, and Vasevi, once the CCMP gets over, you have your test series. Okay, so already you are engaged for almost 5 to 6 months. Beyond that is, I don't think, wise. Okay, do classes online and tests. Chalo, I think hold your horses. I'll take your feedback on a form, because if you give me the feedback here, I will have a heart attack now. Okay, you want to meet for evaluation? Nothing right now. Okay, we cannot have any evaluation. Beta, it is not about the monetary aspects. Trust me, if I look in the monetary aspects, both MSP and CCMP are total drain. Okay, so we are not doing for the money part, but there are problems of managing the process. Okay, the problems of organizing the process. So it's not as easy. Share some model answers. Let's see. Can we get the 3 booklets for with MSP? You know, Sahil, I was waiting. Why have you guys not asked me this up till now? Okay, I was waiting. कि अभी तक किसी ने ये क्यों नहीं पूछा that why am I giving the answers only to MSP students and not giving to the other students? Though one of them had the courage to tell me, sir, we paid more fees, so we deserve the booklets more than the MSP students. It was a very interesting argument that was put up for me. Okay. Yes, we'll have RDP. See, now let's understand this process. Okay. Give me a few minutes, I'll get back to our studies. See, what is the motive of doing all of this? Whether CCMP or MSP or answer writing, what's the motive? Okay, the motive definitely is not to earn money out of you, because it'll actually be embarrassing if I show you my financial statements on what we spend on this system and what we earn. Okay, so forget about the monetary aspect. The main intention of doing all of this is 3 things. One is, you should be in touch with your subject. Okay, you should be in touch with your content and not entirely leave the optional. Okay, so that way you talk to me once or twice, thrice a week, so 5-6 hours a week. That's a good amount of time for interaction. Okay, so that way you are in the process. The second intention is that this process keeps you, okay, kind of motivated to keep on working. Okay, so we give assignments. I ask you some readings. Okay, I ask you to look up some articles where you can, and I give you some summaries. This way, it's one kind of a motivation that I'm trying to keep with you so that you can keep on studying. And the third important reason, of course, is that I revise things with you. I help you learn answer writing. Okay, so that also keeps you on track. Now, these answers are one of the strongest tools to incentivize your work. Okay, the answers are the best ways how I can incentivize and award you for your work. Okay, so the whole idea that if I work harder and if I clear the prelims, sir will help me with some answers. And that if I write more answers, sir will give us more answers. Okay, so that's how I incentivize you guys. So the booklets are a kind of incentive. So my suggestion is work hard, okay, clear the prelims, and then there's a whole lot of content waiting for you to memorize. There's a whole lot of content waiting for you to read from and use them the answers. That's the whole intention. If I start distributing these booklets, the incentive is gone. Every Tom, Dick and Harry has the booklets, whether they understand the importance or not, whether they have understood the nuance of answer writing or not. Everybody is flaunting the booklet. Again, it's as good as no value. The students who probably should not have got their hands on it, even they have it. Okay, that's the idea. Okay, and like I said, The only thing that you have to pay for the booklet is the Xerox, and that will cost the guy who has a Xerox machine. Nothing comes to me. Okay, nothing comes to Wajiram. And if you do well, okay, I also pick some of you probably for a kind of team development. Right now we have 7, 8 of them who are working as a part of answer writing. Okay, so that's also another incentive that you work harder. Okay, you can part of the team. Okay, so all this I will know when you start writing answers as a part of test series. Okay, so provide you with questions. Okay, fine, let's see. So all of this is part of that incentive. So good that you want to have it. So another reason why you should work for it. Okay, keep working. Okay, keep working, be in touch, and let's see how ultimately I can support you. Okay, then we had good conversation here. So it's 6:40 by my watch. So let's get started. One RDP paper. Yes, I will have. Yes. Okay. In fact, today I want to finish off agriculture that I have in mind. Again, then I'll move on towards industries and minerals. We will have something on RDP also. Yes, that's how we'll wind up the sessions eventually. So I'm looking for another 3 or 4 sessions. Then we'll wind up. Okay, this. They put the questions on the Telegram. Okay, let us see. Okay, Telegram, everybody is there. So you lose the exclusivity to some extent. Okay. Anyways, let's get started now. Okay. So yesterday I was doing agriculture and I covered 3, 4 heads under agriculture. I gave you a brief about the agriculture sector. We discussed the horticulture crops. We talked about crop combination, and some of you also asked me about the issues related to agriculture efficiency and productivity. And all of you, please make sure that you do not neglect agriculture sector, because I think that is going to be one of the most important sectors and critical to India's overall development. So thankfully, the government is seemingly seems interested in working in agriculture. Okay, so agriculture-based questions are always around. So the regular class notes are definitely important, but what I'm adding now, you probably can add as a part of your enrichment. Okay. Now the next important sector is we will talk about crop combination, conventional and contemporary. Oh, okay. Let me finish this topic. Then remind me, Sahil. I'll take up something on that. Now we're talking about the livestock and the dairy sector. Okay. I'm talking about the livestock. These are the emerging areas which I would like you to focus on. Okay, so we have the livestock, and the dairy sector. So I'm giving you some facts and data from 2016 and 2017. Okay, and the dairy sector. So very quickly, the livestock first. Now, the significance and the importance of livestock is primarily on 3 fronts. Okay. One is related to food security. So we'll talk about that eventually. We have got alternate food, protein intake. Okay, we have got a livestock and animal husbandry. Okay, this is the larger term here, livestock and animal husbandry. This includes even poultry. Okay, this also includes sheep, goats, cattle, as in cows, the bovine population, the buffaloes, piggeries, rearing of pigs. So that way it's a part of food security. It's an important part of the component of our protein diet and non-vegetable intake, non-vegetable proteins. Then we have next very important aspect is it's a very important income augmentation option. And particularly for the small farmers, for landless laborers, very important for farmers who have just about homesteads, homesteads are plot of land on which they have made their homes, but no farmland as such. In fact, the data says that farmers who own less than 0.01 hectares, they are what we call as the near landless farmers. Okay, near landless farmers. And near landless farmers, okay, about 20% of their income comes from livestock. So 1/5 of their income for the near landless farmers comes from livestock, cattle, and animal husbandry. What all in cattle? Now cattle primarily means cows. Okay, livestock is a much bigger word. Livestock also include cows and even buffaloes. And if I talk about animal husbandry, then it's a much bigger word. Though livestock in informal terms also includes sheep and goats and the rest. Okay, so it's all in terms of how you want to use it. Okay, so very important basis of income augmentation. And third important aspect is part of agriculture diversification. Now, when we say agriculture diversification, I'm looking at diversification in land use. I'm looking at diversification, okay, for more sustainable agriculture. Okay, we are looking at diversification from the point of view of drought management. Okay, so if you have got farmers only depend on crops and the crops fail, okay, so the livestock can be part of your drought risk diversification, agriculture diversification. So these more or less are the importance of livestock and cattle. And if you look at the recent prospects, we are looking at urbanization and changing food and lifestyle, urbanization and changing food habits and changing lifestyle. So consumption of animal products is increasingly becoming a part of our lifestyle. So the prospects also include a higher demand in exports. Okay, although India has not been able to tap much of this, but the export demands, the export market, that's the right word, the export market, okay, is rapidly expanding. And that again is part of the urban aspects. In fact, just to tell you how big a market it can be for animal products, see what Brazil is doing. The whole objective of burning down the Amazon forest, part of it, of course, could have been natural, but otherwise, these are wet forests. These are rainforests. They don't burn just like that. They are being burnt down deliberately because the forests are being converted into grazing grounds. Okay, Brazil has a stiff competition from Argentina for animal products. Guys, please be patient. I'll connect back. Okay. I hope you can all see me again. Can you all see me? Oh, yes. So thank you for being patient. This has been happening for the last almost 1 hour here. Okay, so please be patient. Okay, if the screen disappears, I'll be back right away. Okay. Okay. So now what we have is this. So I was discussing the impact of the Amazon forests. Okay, so or the burning of the Amazon forest. So yes, so this only tells us what kind of market we have for export of animal products. Argentina, Argentina otherwise is one of the largest exporters of animal products to US. Okay, and Brazil is in stiff competition. I mean, this is another example of hardcore hypocrisy. Okay, so if you're looking at the concerns that we have, the fact is the US and the European world is the largest consumer of animal products. So if they really are sincere about all these problems of Amazon forest, literally they should ban the animal products coming in from Brazil. Okay, they must hit them economically if they really are concerned, but it impacts their own economic and their own concerns. Okay, just to tell you that the demand of animal products is huge. So that way, this is a very nice prospect. And then, of course, if you look at climate change problems. Now, in climate change, the most obvious impact will be agriculture. Okay? And the most, you can say, vulnerable of agriculture is crop agriculture. Crop agriculture will be hit first. Okay. Whereas livestock and animal-based activities, these can sustain themselves better in conditions of droughts. They can sustain themselves more effectively, okay, in conditions of droughts. Why? Because these are not as water intensive. So if I'm looking at climate change mitigation or interventions, okay, for problems linked to climate change, we are again looking at livestock-based interventions to diversify and augment the farm incomes. So the importance of livestock, and at the same time I'm discussing what are the future prospects of livestock. Now, in terms of concerns, what are the concerns related to livestock? What are the concerns? The concerns primarily again is, okay, that we know that livestock is another source of methane. Okay, methane gases. Livestock can result in overgrazing. Can result in overgrazing. Livestock-based epidemics are very common. You look at mad cow disease. You talk about Nipah virus. Like you talk about bird flu. So these are concerns because a lot of these endemics do spread because of the livestock. Then another concern about livestock that we have is the issues related to how we breed them. Artificial insemination and breeding. And what this is doing to the whole stock is that we are losing a lot of biodiversity. We are losing biodiversity. We are losing indigenous breeds. We are losing indigenous breeds. Okay. Although the fact is that these indigenous breeds are not as productive. The productivity of the milk production is very low for indigenous breeds. Even the amount of the gluten that we derive is not very, very high from indigenous breeds. Okay, but then indigenous breeds are part of the biodiversity. Like, for example, look at the challenge here. In India, an average hybrid, typical hybrid probably are the Jersey cows. Okay, a typical hybrid on an average, even the most modest ones, they would yield around 20 to 30 liters of milk a day. Whereas if you compare this with the indigenous breeds, like one of the very famous one is Gir. Okay, Gir, and we have also Amrit Mahal. Amrit Mahal. Okay, so Gir and Amrit Mahal, among the very famous and rich milch cows of India, their productivity on the average is around 5 to 6 liters a day. And this also after improvement. Okay, it used to be around 3 to 4 liters a day. With some bit of improvement, we have reached 5 to 6 liters a day. This is a very difficult challenge. Like on one hand, there are ecological the biodiversity, okay, say concerns. And on the other hand, there are economic concerns. These are related to the economics and profitability of rearing them. And livestock rearing is not cheap. Livestock rearing, okay, is also very input intensive, okay, in terms of the healthcare and the rest. Okay, so this becomes a challenge. And in India, if I look at the indigenous breeds, okay, we have more than 40, okay, varieties of cattle, as in cows, indigenous, and almost more than 13 varieties of buffalo. In terms of richness, the richness is very, very high. Again, in terms of diversity, okay, it's very, very high. Yet we are, not, yes, exactly. Okay, we do have benefits from the local indigenous breeds, but the productivity is very, very low, and that's an issue. Okay, and of course, there are issues related to how can we integrate. This is a challenge. Okay, integrating livestock, okay, into sustainable agriculture. And one important aspect of sustainable agriculture is use of organic inputs. Have you heard about organic milk? Have you heard about organic milk? It's become a fashion and a fad these days. I do not know how do we test for organic milk, what they sell is organic or not. Okay, apparently the cattle is fed on grass, not on chemicals, not on those milk cakes. Okay, so organic input based livestock is a prospect and is a big challenge too. Okay, so that's some information related to livestock. Okay, and linked to this, is the discussion on milk production. And I hope you all do know that India is the largest producer of milk, or at least among the largest one. Our production, annual production, okay, remember these figures, okay, it's more than 180 million tons of milk, up from just about barely around 50 to 60 million tons in the 70s and 60s. So we have almost more than 3 times, we have tripled it, 180 million tons of milk. And lately, 2017 data tells us that the per capita milk availability has also shot up. Okay, yes, exactly. Per capita consumption is around in fact, now almost touching 350 liters, gram, not liters, 350 grams, okay, per person, okay, per day. The world average is around 300, exactly. The world average around 300. Okay, and milk production is a very important input to many ancillary industries. So you can talk about paneer or cottage cheese. You can talk about butter industries. We can talk about ice cream industries. It is a very big fillip to cold chains, container transport sector, and milk almost single-handedly has been the basis of success of cooperative sector. This is a huge benefit. Single-handedly, it has almost taken care of the growth and even the sustenance of the cooperative sector. The cooperative sector. The cooperative sector. Okay, so whatever you know from the class notes, apart from that, please do add all of this in your answer. And in our geography answer, oh yes, that's what I'm discussing. In our geography answer, the geographical aspects are related to 4-5 concepts. we have agriculture, crop and non-crop combinations. Livestock are the basis of crop and non-crop combinations. Livestock are the basis of agro-pastoral systems. This is an important land use alternative. If you're trying to plan for agroclimatic planning, again, livestock is important. Livestock very important for dryland farming because it's a part of the income augmentation. So I'm giving you what are the geographical concepts you can link with livestock. Okay, dryland farming. And dryland farming, I can talk about both. I can talk about dryland farming in the parts of the plateau interiors and dryland farming also in the parts of the hills and mountains. So sheep rearing, goat rearing, okay, in the hills and mountains and even in the areas of plateau interiors. Livestock and animal rearing, you can link this to regional planning. Once you have dryland farming, agroclimatic based planning, you can now talk about regional planning. Livestock based land uses is also part of development of peri-urban areas, development of rural urban fringe. Okay. Rural urban fringe. This is where we have access to the supply for meeting urban demands. And when you come towards livestock and in the rural urban fringe, this is almost in line with what von Thunen said. If you remember von Thunen, we have market, okay, we have got the market gardening, okay, we have got dairy industries, okay, so the innermost zone where we can have high value agriculture based land use patterns. So von Thunen talks about dairy and market gardening. Okay, so that's how you bring in geography into your answer. Okay, and of course, cooperative sector is one of the options that we have in agriculture reforms. Okay. Cooperative sectors as a basis of agriculture reforms. Okay. Harshit, repeat what? Okay. So what I was saying is that because livestock is relatively more land intensive or extensive land use type of usage, and livestock's main consumption centers are the urban markets. Okay, urban markets. So these urban market, okay, milk consumption, urban market milk products and dairy products. So livestock is a very important land use of the rural urban fringe. You can't have them in urban areas. Okay, why? Land is very, very costly. And you can't have them in villages. Why? The distance is too much. The milk is a perishable product. Okay, you need a lot of processing, refrigeration, cold chains to bring them into urban areas. Okay, so if you're looking at planning for the urban peripheral areas, looking at planning for the urban fringe or urban rural fringe areas, what otherwise called as the peri-urban regions, livestock-based land use is a very important activity. In fact, if you look at the trends of land uses away from the urban regions, the livestock dairy industry is the most important agriculture industry around the urban areas. So when I said that, I'm referring to one Thunen. Even one Thunen said that. I'm presuming you know one Thunen. Okay, we have the central market. Around central market, you have got high intensity based land uses. You have got high value product based land uses, which includes dairy farms. So these 4-5 points is part of how do you ensure that you get geography into your discussions of livestock and animal husbandry based activities. Redmi, did you understand? What are you troubled with? क्या समझ में नहीं आ रहा? रेडमी, आपके आह राह में बहुत दर्द है, या समझ में नहीं आ रहा? क्या कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है रेडमी, बताओ. Your doubt is as complicated. Tell me, what is complicated? What did you miss out? I presume you know some of these concepts, so I moved a bit fast. Okay, I'll go slow here. Redmi name is complicated. Redmi आपका नाम समझ में नहीं आ रहा. Linkage Pro. What is Linkage Pro now? Can you make your doubt a bit more clear? I'll explain it to you. Don't worry. So much of pain in your concept understanding. तो बताइए क्या समझ में नहीं आ रहा? Problem है क्या, बताइए ना. What is Linkage Pro? I do not know. What do you mean by Linkage Pro? Linkage problems. Linkage. Oh, okay. Pro is for problems. I knew Pro as professional. I'm sorry. I'm learning. You guys are the millennials and Gen Z, so I'm learning from you guys. But क्या link नहीं हो पा रहा, बताइए. What I'm explaining is, okay, fine. I will go slow on this. Maybe I've been a bit too fast on this. I'm trying to explain how livestock and animal husbandry, we all know the importance of this. I want to bring in the geographical concept. So when I say geographical concept, I'm trying to use geographical terms. I'm trying to use some aspects related to our syllabus. So what kind of geographical terms do we have in agriculture syllabus? So we have terms like agro-climatic planning. We have terms like agroforestry. We have terms like dryland farming, hill area development. We have topics like regional planning. If I take it towards urbanization, we have development of the rural-urban fringe areas. So वही तो हम करा रहे हैं आपको. I'm trying to bring in, this is the technique of geography-based answer writing. Look for the relevant key terms in the syllabus and see what all you can link with the question that has been asked to you. I said that if I'm looking at good agro-climatic planning, agro-climatic planning का मतलब ही है try to work with the area's climatic limitations and climatic prospects. So one area is dry and only grasses is the best suited type of land use, then you might have to go for the livestock based. If one area has tremendous diversity of livestock, our objective is to develop livestock based agriculture then, rather than have sugarcane and cotton and rice, where otherwise something else would have been important. Like say, for example, do you know Arunachal Pradesh? Arunachal Pradesh, a very important livestock is mithun. Have you heard about mithun? Not the Chakraborty that we know of. So we have mithun. It's something like a cow or a yak maybe. Yes, mithun is part of the culture there. The beef of mithun is being consumed. It is important, but then not like we worship cows in the northern plains. So if I want to have an economy around agriculture for Arunachal Pradesh, I would rather promote rearing and breeding of mithun, an example of agroclimatic based planning. If I'm looking at Kashmir, and we know we have Pashmina goats there, okay, and we can have an economy around that, we would rather encourage Pashmina goats rather than talk about having sugarcane cultivation in Kashmir Valley. Okay, that's the idea. Like, so when I'm saying agroclimatic planning, you are looking at what is the region's agricultural resource beyond crops, okay, and you try to use it, okay. And agroforestry is basically agriculture plus forestry. So agroforestry के बहुत सारे examples हैं. One example of agroforestry is that we develop agro-pastoral systems where I can have forest, and inside the forest we can have, okay, grazing grounds. This is an example of agro-pastoral systems. Absolutely, yes. Dryland farming. A very important activity of dryland farming is that you have got livestock, sheep and goats. Because sheep and goats, by nature, these are not as water intensive, okay, in terms of agriculture choices. So dry regions, look at Rajasthan, Plateau interiors, Telangana regions, okay, wherever we have dry conditions, livestock are an important component and they become a part of your income diversification. Again, dryland also includes hill regions, the Himalayas. And we can do all of this together, okay. Livestock can become a part of regional planning of an area, okay. And then I linked it to urban areas. So urban area is the main center where we have a high demand and consumption of animal products, be it milk, be it mutton, be it chicken, okay. So animal products has a high demand in urban areas, okay. But then, okay, we can't have them in the urban area itself. Why? Because it requires land. It's always nice to have it in the peripheral areas, and though that can become the basis of rural-urban fringe development. Okay, and this, if you relate to Von Thunen said so. Around the market, high-value crops, high land use intensity based activities, okay, they become the important ones in the peripheral areas. So I've linked it to Von Thunen once I've gone towards rural-urban fringe. Green belt can have many meanings, Aniket. Green belt could mean a forest area. Green belt could mean even parks. Green belt could also imply, okay, pasture grounds with limited type of livestock. Okay, so I'm trying to link these terms with whatever we know as a part of our geography syllabus. Okay, so did I ease your pain now, Redmi? So now your answer will be, okay, you said, nahi raha hai. Now you'll say, yeah. So, yeah could be something like a bit of relief as a part of having understood the issues. Se ah tak. Oh, that's a nice one, Abhishek. Se ah tak. Yes, you are right. Okay, fine. So we have taken care of this. Okay, so livestock importance and how can it relate it to geography. Okay, fine. The next question one of you asked me was about crop combination. Okay, chalo, theek hai. It's an important topic in some ways. So let me discuss. He's asking me that if we talk about crop combination, how is crop combination in conventional combinations different from what we have in recent times? Okay, so crop combination conventionally, there are a lot of schemes, but the more popular schemes were those given by Dhilno. Okay, Singh and Dhilno have given their schemes. Schemes given by Kapok for India. We also had a scheme given by Randhawa. same man who gave us one of the schemes of agroclimatic regionalization. And there are many, like say, the one given by Kopok and Doi, D-O-I, Doi. They have talked about as many as more than 30 crop combinations in India, which includes, okay, even livestock combinations. The more than 30 of that they talked about. But the more simpler one that we talk about generally is the one given by Singh and Dhillon. They have talked about rice combination regions, wheat combination regions, cotton combination regions. We have the millets combination regions, plantation agriculture combination regions, and of course some livestock. And then there are variations. Rice with sugarcane, of course, we also have sugarcane combination regions. Okay, so these are the primary ones, the main one, and along with this, what all do we grow? So rice can be grown with sugarcane, rice can be grown with millets, rice and fisheries. Okay, rice can be grown with pulses, like moong is a very common pulse that we have. Wheat combination, okay, is possible with cotton, wheat and oil seeds, in particular mustard, okay, wheat and pulses like gram. And in parts of Punjab, we also have wheat, sugarcane, and we also have wheat along with rice. Rice being the minor one, sugarcane then is the wheat being the major one. Cotton combination, traditionally cotton with groundnuts. Okay, we have gone towards cotton with sugarcane. Cotton with millets is very, very common. Cotton along with oil seeds, like in parts of Marathwada and Telangana. Telangana has quite a bit of oil seed and sunflower based activities. Okay, plantation. Now, plantations generally do not have combinations. Okay, but if they do have combinations, the common combination, okay, are tea with rice, coffee with rice, coffee also with spices. We also have coffee with tea. We have rubber with rice, okay, where rice and is grown as the food crop, and spices, tea, of course, are the cash crops. Okay, so plantation. Then we have okay, millets. I forgot millets. Millets-based combination. Millets along with rice, millets with livestock is very, very important. Okay, millets grown with oil seeds has been important. Livestock generally is with rice. Livestock can also be with millets. Millets serves like fodder, so livestock and millets. Sugarcane, there are 4 possibilities. Sugarcane with rice, like the Kaveri Basin. Sugarcane with cotton, we have in Marathwada. Sugarcane with wheat, okay, wheat in parts of Western UP, wheat in parts of your Punjab. And sugarcane has also been grown with plantations. Okay, in particular horticulture, like sugar, like your mango or even quinoa in Punjab. So this more or less is the conventional combination that we talk about. Okay, now the content or the question Shivan asks me, cotton with sugarcane will be water intensive, is sustainable. Wherever you are growing water intensive crops in dry regions, it will not be sustainable. Okay, that's very sure. Yes, cotton, okay, is drier one, if cotton is grown with sugarcane, then sugarcane is irrigated, and farmers are actually shifting out of cotton. Okay, so it is not sustainable like we have what we have in parts of the black cotton soil. That's the problem, definitely. Is one based on Rabi and one from Kharif. We can have both. We can have combinations within the Rabi. We can also have combinations across. Because see, once I start having irrigation, then Rabi and Kharif don't matter much. Okay, in India, the temperatures are not as different throughout the year that a Rabi crop can't be grown. Okay, so we do have dry wheat, we have got winter wheat, we have got spring wheat. So we do have. Okay, so the combinations can be across seasons or even within the season. Now, in the contemporary times, if you look at what's happening in the recent times, contemporary times, okay, this is the conventional one. Now, crop combinations has come to include lot of exotic crops. Okay, and here I'm looking at commercial export grade. We're looking at cash crops. Okay, primarily the combinations are those based on economic profitability. Okay, so when we say flowers, okay, so cash crops, looking at flower production. Okay, flower. We're looking at lemongrass. Lemongrass. In Kashmir Valley, saffron along with tulips. So a lot of these exotic crops are part of exports and part of urban demands. That's one. Contemporary, for ecological reasons. Now listen, this is one important point. Most of the conventional combinations we have, they were driven by cultural aspects, the food requirements. So a very strong reason why Telangana grows rice along with, say, millets and pulses. It's a part of the food diet. Okay, Southern India will grow rice along with black gram, okay, or urad gram, part of the culture of the food habits. A lot of combination was also based on sheer profitability, the economic considerations. Okay, like say, think of sugarcane, think of we growing sugarcane in Marathwada, cotton in Punjab. But if you look at the contemporary one, the profitability continues to be an important aspect. But along with profitability, a new dimension which has come up, okay, a new dimension which has come up is also the ecological considerations. And ecological considerations, I'm looking at agroforestry. Okay, we are looking at soil characteristics and part of crop rotation based combinations. So if you know about what's called as Norfolk, Norfolk, Norfolk combinations is one type of crop combination, crop rotation, where we grow, okay, food grains, okay, along with root crops, okay, along with, okay, pulses. So it's a kind of a rotation happening here. So this rotation is very popular in Norfolk. It's one type of crop combination again. So in the more modern one, these are explicitly designed as a part of encouraging organic agriculture. So ecological based crop combinations and exotic crop combinations, and crop combinations, okay, or in general agriculture combinations. Okay. We also talk in terms of, okay, non-crops. Non-crops is fisheries, non-crop as livestock. Lot of areas have taken to uh, keeping beehives, okay, or apiculture. So I don't see a very big answer here, okay, but this can be a basis of a nice short note if you want to write something about the contemporary examples of crop combinations. I don't know who asked this question to me. You asked the question yesterday also, so I decided I can take this up for a short discussion. Yeah. Any clarifications here? Any doubts here? Norfolk is one type of a rotation. Okay, Norfolk is one type of rotation where you grow food grain plus legume plus root crop and back to food grain. So I can have rice with some pulses, with some ginger or radish or carrot, then come back to rice again. Okay, so this is one type of crop combination method, very popular in US. It kind of helps maintain the soil fertility. It's called as Norfolk combination. Okay, so that can be used as a part of your management. Exotic crops, which are not the crops of India, like think of kiwi production, lemongrass, strawberry, tulips. Okay, so these are not the regular crops of India. So we grow this along with the regular crops. Okay, so we call exotic means foreign crops, not the local indigenous one. And primarily for urban market, primarily for export grade, wherever we can. Okay, so cropping pattern includes crop combination. There are different ways of studying cropping pattern. So cropping pattern could also be the seasonality of agriculture. Cropping pattern could be what is the dominant agriculture. Cropping pattern also includes crop combinations. Okay. So crop combination is one type of understanding cropping patterns. Okay, guys, I think I'm done with agriculture. Whatever I had planned to add to your discussions. Do keep agriculture sector readings. Okay, I was seeing there's some articles in your economic survey also, or some references there. So make sure that you do not lose track of that. Okay. Fine then, let's get on with another discussion. I'm moving on towards mineral resources. Mineral resources. Nirbhay, agriculture regionalization, we have done thoroughly otherwise. I don't think I want to enter into that. Productivity regionalization, agroclimatic regionalization, agroecological regionalization. We also have the World Agriculture Regionalization by Vittel, okay, which again was improvised by Kostrovicki. Okay, so please, you'll have to go by the class notes or maybe see if you can talk to somebody who has the class notes. It's very exhaustive area. I don't think I want to enter that because in the Karali I have more or less. Okay, and I believe that's the very basic one all of we should have. Okay, so please manage on your own. If you have a problem, ask me. But I won't enter regionalization. Okay, fine. Minerals now. Now, you all know about mineral regions. Mineral regions. Okay, and I'm trying to talk about how mineral distribution is related to climatic and physiographic diversity of India. How mineral distribution related to climatic and physiographic diversity of India. What are the main mineral regions of India? Okay. What are the main regions? And we're going to link it with that. Now, in terms of physiography, we have Himalayas. We have Himalayas, northern plains, peninsular plateau, the coastal plains. Okay. Now, peninsular plateau, the mineral regions include Chota Nagpur plateau, Karnataka and Telangana highlands. We have central highlands. All the shield areas. I hope you know what shields are. Okay. What are shields? These are the ancient cratonic rocks which have got exposed. Dharwar shield, yes. The exposed cratons. All the shield areas are rich in metalliferous minerals. Metalliferous minerals. Karnataka's Dharwad, Chota Nagpur Plateau, southern Aravallis and Rajasthan uplands. That's a shield area. Udaipur part is a shield area. Southern Aravallis and Rajasthan uplands. What type of minerals do they have? Iron ore, manganese, they've had copper, they do have some amount of uranium. Okay. Parts of southern Aravallis is important for zinc mining, lead mining. I think you know about southern Aravallis near Udaipur has Zawar mines. ZAWAR, Zawar mines. Iron ore, manganese, copper, Hazaribagh highlands, Ranchi highlands, Garjat hills of northern Odisha. We also have this in Dharwad areas. Okay. So shield areas of the plateau have this. The areas plateau with the old fold mountains. I'm talking about Vindhyas. I'm talking about Aravalis. They have building material. So we're talking about marble, stones. The other granitic and gneissic rock areas, they also have building material. They also have stones. Okay. Eastern Ghats, Tamil Nadu uplands, Balaghat Hills, important for bauxite. Eastern Ghats in parts of your southern Odisha, parts of northern Andhra Pradesh, Koraput regions, Chevroy Hills. Okay, so I hope you remember what my discussion point was. I'm discussing how can I relate physiography with the minerals? How can I relate climate with the minerals? So physiography, I'm discussing the peninsula and explaining what areas of peninsula have what type of minerals. The Telangana regions, parts of Telangana, we have found uranium. Tamulapalli, near Nalgonda, it has uranium. So these are the physiographic. Of course, I hope you know that bauxite is related to leaching process of the uplands. So bauxite you can mention as climatic consequence also. You want warm conditions, you want seasonal rainfall, leaching, laterization process. So bauxite is one of the most ubiquitous of the mineral ores that we have, okay, in India. The second, the physiographic aspect is, okay, all the rifting zones. I hope you remember the rifting zones. We have Damodar rifting, Godavari rifting, Tapi rifting, Mahanadi, Narmada. These are India's coal fields. Of course, Narmada and Tapi rifting, they are more recent in some ways. So they don't have the best type of coal, but Damodar does have very good coal. Mahanadi has very good coal. The rifting zones are areas of coal fields. Okay. Next. Next. As a part of physiography, the coastal plains. Coastal plains have three types of resources. Parts of Malabar, parts of eastern coasts, including Andhra and Odisha. They have placer deposits. Yes, coal is minerals, not minerals as we know as the chemistry, geology minerals. Here, minerals means resources. Okay. It's a mineral fossil fuel. Okay. So coastal plains have three types of resources. They have placer deposits. I think you know about monazite sands. Coastal plains also have coastal plains, and I could extend this to the shelves, oil resources, and gas resources. And the third resource, salts. Salts come towards northern plains. Now, the wetter northern plains, the central and the eastern and the Assam, these northern plains are not very important for minerals. Central plains, the UP basin or UP region, eastern Bihar and Bengal, and Assam. Now, this area does not have mineral resources, though some parts of Bengal does have coal, okay, but much of it is related to the Damodar Valley. But the drier parts, I'm talking about Rajasthan, and we talk about Kutch. These have salts. They're known for gypsum, borax. Okay. So the drier parts of Rajasthan and Kutch regions are source of minerals. The next physiographic region, Himalayas. In the wetter parts, because of heavy rainfall, most of the salts will dissolve, so they don't form mineral accumulations. All of these are soluble, be it salts, be it gypsum, be it borax, they get washed away. Okay, so wetter parts will not have all of that, which includes the wetter parts of UP, Bihar and Bengal, and Assam. The wetter parts do not have mineral resources the way we know mineral resources. They're more important for agriculture. They're more important for their soil resources. Whereas in the drier parts, the resources include the salts. So gypsum salts, borax salts, sodium chloride itself. Okay, so we have these in the drier parts. The Himalayas, eastern Himalayas, they have coal and they have oil. So the Assam, Bareil Hills, okay, the Digboy, Dibrugarh part, So these areas have coal and oil. Though the coal is not very rich coal, it's more of lignite coal. I don't know if you know of a place in Assam called as Makum. Makum has lignite coal. Then in the western Himalayas, Jammu Kashmir, okay, this is rich in minerals. They have coal. Baramulla has coal. Coal in parts of Kalakot. Rajouri has coal. Western Himalayas, in Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh, they have refractory minerals. Do you know what is refractory mineral? They are like clay, capable of withstanding very high heat. Yes. So, do you know of some names of refractory minerals? Dolomite, kyanite, sillimanite, ilmenite. So, 2, 3 will do for now. Okay, these are example of, and in Uttarakhand, if you know about this place called as Almora. Almora, uh, Tara Devi, Almora, Tara Devi. These areas have refractory minerals. And Himalayas are also known reserves of oil and gas. Remember, Himalayas are fold mountains. Okay. Himalayas, fold mountain. Himalayas, marine origin. So they will have oil and gas. Okay. So these are the important minerals of the Himalayas. So I have related the minerals with the physiographic regions of India. So if you're asked a question about mineral regionalization, they have asked this couple of times. I would like to discuss the mineral regionalization on the basis of the physiographic regions of India also. Okay. Physiographic regions of India. And I hope you know the mineral regionalization map of India. So you too can draw, okay, India's map, I think. The mineral regions 1. We also have part of Godavari, Chhattisgarh. We have this part of Karnataka, southern Andhra, parts of Gulf of Cambay, Rajasthan. We also have it in Upper Assam. This is the northeastern belt of minerals. This is the central belt of minerals. This is the southern belt. This is southwestern belt. The northwestern belt. This is the northeastern. These are the main mineral belts of India. This is a shield area. This also is the shield area. This is your southern Andhra, the Kadapa belt. Okay. Northeast, Digboy, Dibrugarh, Sibsagar. Northwest includes Ahmedabad, Barmer, Rajasthan. The southwest will include the southern Karnataka. Southern Karnataka. Southern Karnataka is Shimoga, Chitradurg, Chikmagalur, okay. Central India is Chhattisgarh, including the Son Valley. These are the major belts. None of this, you can always add a lot of other belts also, which are not the major ones, which are the meso or the minor belts of India. This you combine with the physiographic areas, okay, you get a good write-up on what is the mineral distribution in India. North, Harshit, North is not a very rich region the way we have the others. Every part of India has some minerals, but not every region is a major region. So we have some classifications based on how we understand as a major one. So go by this map. It's there in all your textbooks. Amazing. 2 northeast belts. Which is the second one? I do not know. The northeast important belt is the Upper Assam, Digboy, Dibrugarh. Acha, okay. You mean northeast here? I basically mean, okay, that way. Okay, got the point. This is the Chota Nagpur plateau. And this northeast, of course, means, okay, your Upper Assam. Yeah, you can differentiate if you want to differentiate. Okay, but both are referred to as northeast, northeast peninsula, this is Northeast Peninsula, and this is the peninsula. This is the Northeast India. There's a difference. The Northeast Peninsula is not same as Northeastern India. Okay, so this I should have mentioned, Northeast Peninsula. Right? Any questions here? Any questions here? Right then. Let's move on. Do you all know what do we mean by core sector of India? Goa South Konkan, you may add as a part of Karnataka extension. Okay, you may add. What are the core sectors of India? Watch the screen. Yes, there are 8 core sectors. Electricity, okay. We have steel, crude oil, we have cement, coal, natural gas, fertilizers. Not textile, Ayush. Not textile. What am I missing? Fertilizer, natural gas, refining. I'm forgetting. Yes, refining. Textile is not one of the core industries, refining. Now, I expect that you have to know good details for all of this. Your class notes, I'm sure, has electricity, steel, oil, coal, natural gas, refining. Most of you have not covered cement or fertilizers. Okay, the rest I believe as a part of GS also you would know. Okay, petroleum products is not a sector the way you know sector. Okay, please be clear here, because these core sectors are the basis of even talking about recession and slowdown. Okay, we have got data coming in. The service sector has slowed down. The core sectors have slowed down. There's some bit of revival happening for real estate, but nothing really big time to talk about. Okay, we also have a slowdown in credit offtake in the agriculture area. Automobile, you are familiar with the story there. Okay, so these sectors you have to know. Okay, you must know the performance. You should know the data, the facts. Okay, so what you do not know is what I'm trying to cover here. So please look up whatever notes you can. Okay, time permitting, I can add, but right now I'm focusing on fertilizers and cement. So let me see fertilizer more in terms of the petrochemical industry sector. Okay, more in terms of the petrochemicals sector, or rather in our syllabus you have the chemical industries, like chemical industries. Now, chemical industries broadly can be divided into 2-3 groups. Okay, so I'm discussing chemical industries. Now, uh, chemical industries. Broadly, one category of chemical industries are heavy inorganic chemicals, the chemical and allied sector. Okay, one is the heavy organic chemicals. In heavy organic chemicals, we have basically four type of chemicals. We have sulfuric acid, H2SO4. We have nitric acid, HNO3. We have alkali, soda ash, and caustic. Yeah, sorry. Heavy inorganic. Correct. I'm sorry. Okay. Now, sulfuric acid is a major input for plastic, or I say polymers, also for leather industries. And this is almost 100% imports. Nitric acid is a very important input for fertilizers. And there is uh, Fertilizer Corporation of India, FCI, Trombe, FCI, Trombe unit, which is almost like the sole producer of nitric acid, or the main producer. Okay, fine. Alkali, this is a very important input across many industries, including polymer industries. Uh, this is also used in cement industries, paint industries, and we do have production of this. The production of this requires lot of salts and also requires lot of electricity. Soda ash is an important input for soaps, detergents. It is also used in paper industry, and Nangal plant, Bhakra Nangal plant. We have centers in Varanasi, Soda ash is used. Caustic soda. Now, this is an industry which is an input to textiles. Again, soap, detergents, and This is one of the very fast moving, heavy inorganic industries. Now our discussion point is, once you know these industries, our discussion point is localization. Localization of industries will be dependent on raw material, consumption centers or where the markets are, labor, and investments. Now, because these are labor intensive, they're investment intensive industries, these are found around urban areas. They're found around urban areas. So that's one localization discussion. So what you do is, you first understand what are the main names of the heavy inorganic industries. Okay. Maybe use a flow chart or use some kind of a table or a schematic to tell us what do they need, what are the inputs to related. So 1 or 2 paragraphs, you can wind this off. Now I'm discussing where are they located. Now this is the primary geography aspect, the localization aspect of industries. In general, because they have investment requirements, they have labor. Labor is very skilled labor here. So urban areas will be the preferred center. Sulfuric acid and even nitric acid, more or less they are imported. So they are near the ports, okay, centers near the ports. And nitric acid, I have mentioned Trombay, so near the ports. Soda ash, okay, soda ash, this requires limestone. Okay, requires limestone. It also requires salts. So some of the units are in Gujarat. And remember that all chemical industries, they require a lot of power, electricity. So they are also near large power plants. Okay, so we are near large power plants. In caustic soda, because textiles are a major consumption centers, so caustic soda plants will be near important textile centers. So we have in Thane, we have in Kalyan. These are the suburbs of Mumbai. So because caustic soda is consumed near textile centers, so many of them are near textile areas. So Mumbai region, Thane, okay, Kalyan are suburbs of Mumbai. So this can be one discussion about how and where some of the heavy inorganic, okay, industries are located. Then we have heavy organic industries. The second category of chemical industries. Heavy organics, they are mostly related to inputs in polymers, uh, synthetic fibers, if you know about, okay, terylene, propylene, okay, nylon, synthetic fibers, uh, elastomers, okay, elastic, like think of rubber, okay, elastomers. We have even plastics, one category of plastics called as thermoplastics. Thermoplastics, okay, which are capable of resisting high heat. I think some of you know what is bakelite. Okay, you made switchboards, okay, plugs. Okay, so bakelite is one type of plastic which can sustain high heat. Okay, so heavy organic, and all of these, the raw material is from crude oil. So all these industries are based near refineries. See, in geography, don't forget that while discussing industries, a very important aspect of industry is the localization. Why they are, where they are. Okay, what are the advantages of the location? Why are they situated where they are? So all of them are near refineries, more or less. So Mumbai refinery, Kochi refinery, Madras refinery. You need not know all the names, but some names you can always quote. Okay, we have got refinery at Mathura. Okay, like for plastic polymers, for synthetic fiber rather, say talk about synthetic fiber. Okay, the most important inputs are ethylene and propylene. Okay, and we have NOCIL, National Organic Chemical Industries Limited. Okay, this almost has a monopoly on this. Okay, Mumbai, National Organic Chemical Industries Limited. Okay, and the other centers we have at Baroni, near Patna. We have at Pimpri near Pune. Okay, so some idea of locations, where they are and why are they located where they are. Then you come towards the third category of industries, which are fertilizers. Now for fertilizers, we can have raw material based. We can also have market based centers. market-based centers. Raw material-based centers, the most important raw material, of course, is nitric acid, we also require sulfuric acid, we require naphtha. I don't know if you know naphtha or not. Naphtha is one type of a fuel. And naphtha helps in controlled combustion. Something where the temperature has to be manipulated and managed. So naphtha is a very important source of energy. And India, naphtha is 100% imported. Okay. Raw material also includes the byproducts of refining sector. Okay. So all of these, refining, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and naphtha, these are mostly imported. And hence, those which are raw material based, they are located near the ports. They are located near refineries. And most refineries are port based. Okay, this is your discussion. Whereas in recent times, there have been two trends. In two trends, we are developing our oil pipelines, and we also are developing alternatives to naphtha, and we are increasingly using natural gas. And not just that, we are also diversifying oil-based plants, gas-based plants, and even coal-based. But these two are now becoming the source of energy. Now in oil pipeline based, the fertilizer plants are now dispersing. So we have Mathura refineries, Mathura fertilizers, Bhatinda, Panipat, natural gas based. We have in Uran near Mumbai. Oil based. We also again have near refineries. So what used to be once upon a time port based, because they are imported, now they are getting more dispersed. They're more dispersed with the pipelines, with the gas lines. They're more dispersed because of range of the fuels is now changing. And market of fertilizers is agriculture. Agriculture is the market. So we also have fertilizers which are near the agricultural regions. So Bhatinda, Panipat, and Mathura are also examples of market-based fertilizer units. There are also examples of market-based fertilizer units. So if you look at these considerations, Gujarat is one of Gujarat as one of the largest agglomerations of fertilizers. So Ahmedabad is one. The second agglomeration is around Mumbai towards Pune. Okay. So in the Western India, these are the two important agglomerations. In Southern India, we have Madras refinery with Madras fertilizers. We have got Madras Fertilizer Limited, Madras. We have around Kochi Udyog Mandal. Udyog Mandal. Okay. This again is an important center down south. Okay. So we have what's called as FACT. Okay. The center of South India, one important industry is FACT. Fertilizers and Chemicals Travancore Limited. Udyog Mandal, FACT, Fertilizers and Chemicals Travancore Limited. Madras this is your Madras Fertilizer Limited. In northern India, Punjab has emerged as an agglomeration. In Punjab, we have at Nangal. Nangal has National Fertilizers Limited. Nangal has National Fertilizers Limited. In eastern India, we have around Paradeep. Paradeep port has Phosphates Chemicals Limited, or Paradeep Phosphate Limited, PPL. We also have, okay, in Bihar, okay, we have the Pyrites and Phosphates Chemical Limited. Pyrites, Pyrites, Pyrites Phosphates Chemical Limited. This is in Bihar. Okay. In eastern India, we also have FCI, Fertilizer Corporation of India Limited. Major plants include Sindri near Dhanbad. We also have Talcher, shut down but trying to revive this. Okay, so this much is good enough for an answer on fertilizer and chemical localization and the centers. Okay, so what are the raw material? What are the deciding factors? 4, 5, 6 names to tell us how the agglomerations have developed in different parts of the country and relate those with, okay. And of course, one of the recent trends that we have in fertilizer is the cooperative sector. This is an cooperative sector. So 2 major cooperatives for fertilizer is IFCO, IIFCO, IFCO. Okay, IFCO has plants in Gujarat. Kandla has a plant. Kalol has a plant. IFCO is Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative. Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative. And another important one in cooperative sector is KRIBCO. KRIBHCO. KRIBCO, which is Krishak Bharati. Krishak, KRI is Krishak Bharati Cooperative Limited. And this also is in Gujarat, Hazira. Just for a passing reference, maybe, Hazira. Okay, so if you know cooperatives, you know Gujarat is where cooperatives have done the best. Okay, so this more or less takes care of the chemical industries and the fertilizer industries localization and their distribution. Delhi. What in Delhi? Delhi doesn't have fertilizers, at least not that I know of. And Delhi is not a major industrial belt. We can talk about NCR, but Delhi is not near. Delhi has urban services sector, okay, which is Gurgaon. Otherwise, industries in a big way, no. It could be a not a major one. Yes, Gorakhpur also has FCI, correct? Gorakhpur FCI, but I just want to give you north, south, east, west. Okay. IFCO has a plant in Allahabad. I do not know. If it is, fine. I'm just giving you. In fact, there are many more centers. I just have picked up some of the important ones that I think can write as a part of an answer. Okay, guys. Oh, we have short the time now. So fine then. This much for this week. Next week, we will have class on Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday. Harshvardhan, I would have continued, but I'm rather too tired today. I've had 2 classes and then almost 1.5 hours of discussion of answers with my regular batch. Okay, and now this one, so I'm drained now. I've had a very, very long day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, wishing me. Thank you so much. Reference books, Divya, the basic inputs can be from Kuller. Okay, but the discussions on localizations are not there any one good book. You have to go by the class notes. Though there was a book on industrial geography by minerals industries by K. Siddhartha. Okay, but it's too extensive. So go by the text and the basic facts. You can look up your Kuller. Okay. In fact, the initial discussions I've taken from Kuller, and then I've added how we can have the localization discussions. Kind of answer a straight question. Straight question will be something on lines of discuss the localization of chemical industries in India, or what are the localization factors and trends in localization of fertilizer industries in India. Okay. So not tricky questions. Keep it straight here. Okay, Footloose Industries. Let's see. Okay, so fine. Let's continue on Monday. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, and then probably after one more class. I think I need about 3 classes. We'll wind up thereafter. I'll continue with industries, and then if time permits, I'll take up something around regional planning. Okay. So fine, yes, I'll share. The last video also I will share with the answer, and even this video, yes, the timing is 6:30. 6:30. Fine then. Okay, take care of yourself. All of you have a nice, good week preparing. Revise your industries and minerals notes, okay, and see if You can try some of the answers of previous years. Okay. So bye-bye. Good night. Take care, all of you. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you.